What really happened in the final moments before the silence? And why is no one close to him willing to speak? What did Jungkook mean in that last message that is now sending waves of unease across fans worldwide? Could it be a simple misunderstanding? Or is there something far more unsettling being hidden behind the scenes? Before you read further, ask yourself this: are we seeing the full picture, or only what we are allowed to see? Stay with this story until the end, because what unfolds may change everything you thought you knew. And if this mystery pulls you in, don't stay silent. Share your thoughts, leave a comment, and join the conversation that everyone is afraid to start. The resurfacing of what is now being called Jungkook's last message has ignited a storm of speculation, emotion, and growing concern among fans of BTS. At first glance, the message appears harmless, almost ordinary, words that could easily be dismissed as casual or routine. But when placed under the microscope of timing, context, and the sudden shift in visibility that followed, it begins to feel different, heavier, almost coded. Fans who once overlooked it are now revisiting every word, every pause, every subtle nuance, as if trying to decode a hidden meaning that was never meant to be obvious. The message itself, though brief, carries an unusual tone. There is a softness in the phrasing, but also a faint distance, as if Jungkook was speaking from a place slightly removed from the present moment. Some believe it reflects exhaustion, others think it hints at something more personal, something deliberately obscured. What makes it even more unsettling is not just what was said, but what came after, or rather what didn't. Silence. Not the usual kind of silence that follows a busy schedule or a break from social media, but a silence that feels intentional, controlled, and perhaps even enforced. Those closest to Jungkook, people who are usually quick to reassure fans or provide even the smallest updates, have remained unusually quiet. No clarifications, no denials, no comforting statements. Just a wall of stillness that has only fueled the growing unease. In an industry where transparency is often carefully managed, this kind of absence speaks louder than any official announcement ever could. Fans have begun connecting dots, revisiting recent appearances, analyzing expressions, gestures, and fleeting moments that once seemed insignificant. A glance that lingered too long, a smile that didn't quite reach the eyes. Pause before answering a simple question. Each detail now feels like a clue in a much larger puzzle, one that no one has been able to fully piece together. Could it be that Jungkook was trying to say something without saying it directly? Was the message a subtle farewell, a quiet cry for help, or simply a reflection of a moment we are misinterpreting entirely? The ambiguity is what makes it so powerful and so dangerous, because in the absence of clear answers, imagination fills the void, often leading to conclusions that are as emotional as they are uncertain. What adds another layer of intrigue is the timing of the message. It didn't appear during a period of visible stress or controversy. There were no major incidents, no public conflicts, nothing that would immediately raise alarm. And yet, in hindsight, that calmness now feels almost deceptive, like the quiet before something shifts. Industry insiders, though reluctant to speak openly, have hinted that not everything is as it seems. There are whispers of internal pressures, unspoken challenges, and the heavy burden that comes with maintaining a global image under constant scrutiny. While none of these claims have been confirmed, they align with a broader narrative that fans have long suspected, but rarely had reason to confront directly. The emotional impact on fans has been profound. For many, Jungkook is not just an artist but a source of comfort, inspiration, and connection. The idea that he might have been struggling in silence, or that something is being hidden, has triggered a wave of concern that goes beyond typical fan reactions. It has become personal. Social media platforms have turned into spaces of collective investigation and emotional expression. Some fans are pleading for answers, others are urging calm, while a growing number are demanding transparency from those who remain silent. The divide between speculation and reality continues to blur, creating an atmosphere that feels both urgent and unresolved. And yet, despite the noise, the central question remains unanswered. What was Jungkook really trying to say? There is a haunting quality to messages that are only understood after the fact. Words that seemed simple at the time can take on entirely new meanings when viewed through a different lens. This is what makes the current situation so compelling and so unsettling, because if there was a hidden meaning, it means we missed it when it mattered most. Some observers believe the silence from those closest to Jungkook is not accidental but strategic, that there may be reasons, legal, personal, or professional, that prevent them from speaking openly. Others argue that the lack of response only deepens the mystery, making it harder to trust that everything is under control. The truth is, without confirmation, every theory remains just that, a theory. But the emotional weight behind them cannot be ignored, because at the heart of this story is not just a message but a person, a human being navigating an extraordinary life under extraordinary pressure. As the days pass and the silence continues, the urgency for clarity grows stronger. Fans are left in a state of limbo, caught between hope and Jintha, between trust and doubt. They are searching for reassurance, for any sign that things are okay, that there is nothing to fear. But what if there is? What if the message was never meant to be understood immediately? What if it was meant to be revisited, reconsidered, reinterpreted at a later time, like now? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all: if there is something being hidden, who is protecting it, and why? The story is far from over. In fact, it may only just be beginning. And as more eyes turn toward that final message, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Sometimes the quietest words leave the loudest echoes. Meta description. What did Jungkook's final message really mean? And why is everyone close to him staying silent? A growing mystery unfolds as fans uncover clues, question the silence, and search for the truth behind what might be hidden in plain sight. The deeper this story unfolds, the more unsettling it becomes. Not because of what is confirmed, but because of what continues to remain just out of reach. Each passing hour without clarification only amplifies the weight of that final message, turning it from a fleeting moment into something that feels almost symbolic. Fans are no longer just reading it. They are studying it, dissecting tone, timing, and intention as if the truth might reveal itself through repetition alone. What makes this situation even more complex is how carefully everything around Jungkook has always been managed. For years, he has maintained an image that balances authenticity with professionalism, openness with privacy. That delicate balance is now being tested in a way few could have predicted. Because when someone who is known for connection suddenly becomes distant, even indirectly, it creates a ripple effect that cannot easily be contained. There are those who believe the message reflects nothing more than a passing emotion, a moment taken out of context and magnified by a global audience that is deeply invested. They argue that the human tendency to search for meaning can sometimes lead to overinterpretation, especially when emotions are involved. But even among those voices of reason, there is an acknowledgement that something feels different this time. Perhaps it is the timing. Perhaps it is the silence that followed. Or perhaps it is the subtle shift in energy that fans claim to have noticed even before the message resurfaced. A change that was felt more than seen, sensed rather than explained. Those closest to Jungkook remain at the center of this growing mystery. Their silence, whether intentional or circumstantial, has become one of the most discussed aspects of the situation. In an environment where even the smallest updates are usually shared to maintain stability and trust, the absence of any response feels almost deliberate. And that perception, whether accurate or not, has only intensified the speculation. Some insiders suggest that there are layers to this story that the public is not meant to see. That what appears on the surface is only a fraction of a much larger, more complicated reality. While these claims remain unverified, they resonate with the long-standing understanding of how the entertainment industry often operates behind closed doors. A world where not everything can be said, and where silence can sometimes be the safest option. But for fans, silence is rarely comforting. It leaves room for doubt, for questions that have no immediate answers. And in that space, narratives begin to form. Some are hopeful, others are darker, shaped by fear rather than fact. The challenge lies in navigating that uncertainty without losing sight of the person at the center of it all. Because beyond the headlines, beyond the speculation, there is still Jungkook, a young artist who has spent years under an intense spotlight, carrying expectations that most people can barely imagine. The idea that he might be facing something privately, something that cannot yet be shared, adds a layer of emotional complexity that is difficult to ignore. There is also the possibility that the message itself was never intended to carry the weight it now holds, that it was simply a moment of honesty, expressed without anticipation of how it might later be interpreted. If that is the case, then the current reaction becomes a reflection not just of the message, but of the deep connection fans feel toward him. A connection that turns even the smallest detail into something significant. And yet, the questions persist. Why now? Why has this message resurfaced at this particular moment? Was it coincidence, or was it brought back into focus for a reason? In a digital age where content rarely disappears, timing still matters. And the timing of this renewed attention has raised eyebrows among those who are paying close attention. Some have pointed to recent shifts within BTS as a possible factor. Changes in schedules, individual activities, and the natural evolution of each member's career have created a landscape that is already in flux. In such an environment, even minor anomalies can take on greater significance. Others believe the answer lies not in external circumstances, but in something more personal, that the message, when viewed through a different lens, reveals a layer of vulnerability that is rarely seen in public. A glimpse into a state of mind that is usually kept hidden behind performances and appearances. If that interpretation holds any truth, it raises important questions about the pressures faced by global artists. The constant demand to be present, to be perfect, to be everything for everyone. It is a level of scrutiny that can blur the line between public persona and private reality, making it difficult to distinguish where one ends and the other begins. And perhaps that is where the real story lies, not in a single message but in what it represents. A moment of ambiguity in a world that often demands certainty. A reminder that even the most visible figures can experience unseen struggles. And a challenge for those watching to approach the situation with both curiosity and compassion. Still, the silence continues. No official statement has addressed the growing wave of speculation. No close associate has stepped forward to provide clarity. The void remains, and with it, the tension that has come to define this unfolding narrative. For some, this lack of resolution is frustrating. For others, it is deeply concerning. But for many, it is simply a waiting game. A hope that answers will come, that the uncertainty will eventually give way to understanding. Until then, the last message remains exactly what it is. A piece of communication suspended in time, carrying a meaning that may or may not extend beyond its original intent. And so the question lingers, more powerful than ever. Was it just a message? Or was it something more? As the world continues to watch, analyze, and speculate, one thing is certain. This story is far from reaching its conclusion. And when the truth finally emerges, whether simple or complex, expected or shocking, it will not just answer questions. It will redefine them. Because sometimes the most important truths are not the ones that are spoken, but the ones that are left behind, waiting to be understood.